How are
I
you?
gotta say, Lorenzo, I did not know that you were the Dungeon Fighter guy. I just looked up. I'm a huge fan of Dungeon Fighter.
Oh,
thank you
great.
for that. It's just yet another game I am terrible at.
Okay, I have Multiball.
Welcome to another episode of Creator versus the Game. Let me welcome Mr. Hjalmar. Hello, Lorenzo Silva. All right, so we're here to play a special game, Super-Skill Pinball, and we have joining us is creator, Mr. Geoff.
Hi, Geoff.
Hello, Geoff.
Hey, everybody.
How are
I
you?
gotta say, Lorenzo, I did not know that you were the Dungeon Fighter guy. I just looked up. I'm a huge fan of Dungeon Fighter.
Oh,
thank
great.
you for that. It's just yet another game I am terrible at.
Everybody
Everyone
is
is
terrible at the Dungeon Fighter.
We're going to be playing the Carnival table. The actual game comes with 4 separate pinball tables: Carnival, Cyber Hack, Dragon Slayer, and Dance Fever. This is the print and play. The actual version is more colorful and is on dry erase boards. These are intended to make it easy for people to print out.
Yeah, sure.
We ask you a little bit of background on the game, just a little bit of the story about it.
I won't say that I was like looking to make a roll and write game, but I was thinking about roll and write games and what you could do with it. I've always been a big pinball fan. When I was growing up, we had a pinball machine. We had a Fireball pinball machine. You know, it just all just sort of crystallized in my head. You know, that was kind of where the game idea came from, was like, hey, you know, you could just move your ball around. And originally I was thinking that the paths would actually have numbers on them that you move the ball around. The basic concept, which you'll see in a minute, which is you just roll 2 dice and everybody picks the one that they want to use, was there from the very beginning. And that was really kind of, you know, from my love of take it easy and this idea of random numbers, but everybody uses the same random numbers.
We have a dice roller.
Here it is.
Okay,
Nice
2 and 4.
round of applause.
It's going to be a really, really long demo if we have all that applause after each dice roll. You can either mark off the 2, which is these targets over here, or the 4. I'm going to do the 4.
I will do the 2, so Lorenzo can only copy one of us. And
I will copy the creator. Okay, 1 point for me. I have 2 points.
Good job. Okay, new roll.
That didn't feel genuine enough.
Thank you, thank you.
I wanted to say it's actually a fast-moving game. I mean, we are taking long time between one throw and the other, but it's actually a really fast-moving game.
This is really good for solo play. Just rolling the dice with one hand and marking stuff off with the other hand. It's pretty quick.
What kind of approach did you take designing this?
I looked at some classic pinball machines and just tried to pick out some features. As I mentioned, Fireball was kind of an inspiration. That was the first pinball game that I had as a kid. I like intuitive designs, and I just wanted it to people say, oh yeah, of course that's how that works. You know, I always feel it's easier to teach the game, and it's easier for people to, you know, focus on what the strategies and not the rules so much. Yeah, okay. The first version of the game actually was the bumpers. You couldn't move between them. You just, after you hit one bumper, you had to drop down to the next zone on the next turn. And when I was showing it to people, the big comment was the bumpers just don't feel like bumpers. The next rules was that you could bounce back and forth either way between all these bumpers up here. You could just keep bouncing, you know, you could go this way or this way, so clockwise or counterclockwise, any way that you wanted around the bumpers. And when we tried that, it felt a lot like bumpers, but the games took too long because the ball stayed too long in the bumpers. I came up with the idea that now the ball can only move clockwise around the bumpers. So that was where we ended up with, and that was not too short, but not too long. So that went through a lot of changes.
It's actually like a re-roll.
Yeah, you can certainly do it as sort of a push your luck element to a certain extent.
If you can achieve with a game like this, it's a very important goal. It's not easy to have an easy game with also enough decision to make the player optimize their decision.
That's one thing I certainly like to have in my designs is, you know, I want to have something that makes people coming back. You know, when they finish, it's fine if you lose a game or if you do badly, as long as you can point to something and say, oh, this is what I should have done differently, or this is what I want to try next time.
Stefano says, so, coming up next, Horrible Guild Super-Skill Pinball Table. Horrible. Come on, guys.
There you go. That is $1 million idea. Yeah. And the way multi-ball works now is I am going to leave this ball here, but I'm going to get a new ball, and I'm going to put it up here on start. Whoa. And now, when the roll comes, I have to apply one of the dice to one of these balls, and the other one has to be applied to the other ball. I like this because, again, we talked about intuitive design, and one of the nice things that's fun about multi-ball is it's fun to have both double points, so it gives you a lot of excitement to kind of keep the things on. But also, you're a little bit more out of control because you have to use both dice. Yes. And which kind of, I think, really nicely captures the feel of the multi-ball. Originally, it was, for a long time, it was roll 3 dice if there was multi-ball, and you pick 2 of them. But in the end, I changed it to just 2 dice, and it was just a lot simpler for everybody to understand that.
In this game, there is a sort of player elimination.
As soon as you lose your ball, you start your next round right away. So it's likely that somebody will finish before other people.
Okay, I have multi-ball.
It doesn't feel so good. All the guys in the room have more balls than me.
Are you fond of Francis Tresham game?
I am a huge fan of Civilization and Tresham's. I mean, the fact that one designer did both Civilization and the 18XX series blows my mind. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the stuff. And the Advanced Civilization trading system was 100% where we started with Trade on the Tigris, with that idea of collecting sets and having disasters and things on the bottom part of the cards and things like that. That's where we started on that. In my game design class, I always take one of our 3-hour lectures or whatever, and we play Civilization. I force the entire class to play Mega Civilization. It's good to have the whole class as play testers when I can bring in my new designs. And I can force them to play test.
Fantastic.
Then I can steal their ideas and put it in my design. So it really works out. It's really all over.
Is really possible to score more than 400 points?
There is no top score on this. There is no theoretical maximum to the score that you can get on this table, because you could stay in these bumpers forever. The highest score I've seen on this table is usually around 200 is the best I've ever seen people do. But, we had extra space on the table, so we like to make people feel bad. So we put the 300 and the 400 on there.
Do you have a favorite table?
I like Dragon Slayer, I think, is the best. But it's interesting because I also like Cyberhack, too. It depends on the mood I'm in, but I think Dragon Slayer is my favorite right now. But they all have their charms.
3 and 2.
3 and 2.
Yes.
Are you sure? 3 and 2?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay, I have to nudge.
Ooh, let's see the nudge. How much do you want to nudge? Oh, yeah, of course. Where do you usually start from when you design a game? Do you start from the team or from the mechanic?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really start from either. I think about what experience I want the players to have. I mean, and some people kind of think of that as theme, but I think of theme as more broadly. Like if I'm sitting down to do a zombie game, if I say I want to do a game about zombies, I don't think that helps, right? That doesn't guide me into what I want to do. But if I say, I want to do a game about zombies where I'm trapped in a mall and I'm trying to throw people out of the store, out of the shops into the hallway to get eaten, and we all vote on who gets, then that's the experience I want to have. I want to, The big thing on this one was I was thinking paper and pencil. And the very first designs I had were based on pencils. I sat with it for like a year trying to make it work until all of a sudden, just one day I was like, wait a second, can we just laminate the boards and erase them? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And once I did that like totally unlocked the design. And it's the dumbest thing in the world. And it took me a year to figure that out. Once I did that, everything fell into place.
Okay, we finished.
Okay, cool. So let's do the scores.
32 points, guys.
I did 50 at the end.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah,
I had 57.
Geoff.
I appreciate you guys letting me win. Always appreciate it.
Yeah, obviously, because you're our guest, so you have to win.
Yeah.
And
it's our internal rule here. We do it always.
Thanks to you for being with us and for playing with us and for kicking our asses.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Geoff.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure.